Hello and welcome to watching me start my business. I'm currently going down the Kickstarter route, and that's a journey which you've joined for the last 7 videos. I've now reached a more mature stage of where I'm going, what I'm doing, and I'm able to share that with you, as well as how I'm going to continue on. Where are we? I roughly know what the product is going to be, and so the product is going to be it's going to be a set of 10 poems. So that means that I'm going to pick some of the greats, which would be like Percy Shelley, Lord Byron. There's a whole host of others. It would be John Keats, William Blake, Emily Dickinson, Robert Frost, Edgar Allan Poe. So there's a whole host of poems that I'm going to be doing, and it's going to be from these areas. And the reason why I like poems is metaphors. They are so rich in metaphors, and reading those 10 poems, it's going to allow you to really understand. And so the reason why I've chosen those poems is different reasons. So if you were to have a look at it, John Keats, Ode to Nightingale, very rich in metaphors and mirroring the eternal beauty and poetic inspiration. If you were to look at Emily Dickinson's Because I Could Not Stop for Death, you're looking at areas like death is personified as a polite carriage driver, so that's going to be very good. You've got people like Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. The Raven serves as a metaphor for grief. You've then got Lord Byron, which is a deeply metaphorical description of a woman's beauty as a blend of day and night. So there's these poems which are going to be good. And so if you were to take all those, learn them, you've got a whole heap of metaphors, which is great. So you've now learnt a new skill. And so the transformation is going to be just that. It's going to be, I know now, learn how to use metaphors. The question then is, who? And I've done a bit of research into that, which is insightful. The biggest thing for me is who's going to pay a lot of money for it. I generally prefer high ticket because it's people respect it more, and I naturally tend to not want to provide commodities. I want to provide experiences, which means that in my experience, high ticket is the way to go. So back to the question, who? And the people that I'm going to be looking at is public speakers and thought leadership. So anyone that has to provide, either be a public speaker or be a thought leader, they have to be rich in metaphors, because they've got to be able to explain their subject matter. So let's call them subject matter experts in whatever they are. They have to be able to explain it in such a way where you're explaining the exact same thing 20 different ways. And so the only way you can do that is by deeply knowing your content and being able to really show that you know that. And so that means if someone asks you why, you say because of this. And then to say, but why? You can answer it another way. So people that deeply know their content can use a rich depth of metaphor to enable people to be able to understand it more and more. Perfect examples would be electricity as a flow like water, because it's not visible. Another really good metaphor would be it's escaped my mind, but I'll come up with some and I'll put them in the description. But yeah, so I'm going to be chasing public speakers' personas. I'm going to say middle-aged, so let's say in their 40s, or let's say 30s to 40s. And I'm going to say, I don't care, male, female. Let's go male because it's easier for me to understand, sure. Let's go, let's keep it, let's go for someone based in a top 20 economic city. So they're what I'm going to do. Now, that's not the only thing. All of this is just the start. So as I start to flesh that out, I may change. It might be Kickstarter, might not be the way. My personas might not be what I'm wanting to do. Also, if I look at these personas and the public speakers and they're not paying for metaphors or storytelling or raw storytelling, then let's look at what they're paying for. And then once I figure that out, I can then create something for them. So I'm not opposed to changing everything here if the data says it, but I now have something to start with. And that's the important part. In the next video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to look at these people and see what the demand is and see how to actually do it. See you in the next video.